Yeah, I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago, for whom none of us currently living are responsible, is a good idea. We've, tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war, by passing landmark civil rights legislation. We've elected an African-American president. I think we're always a work in progress in this country, but no one currently alive was responsible for that.
Okay, I just wanted to play y'all that little small clip that came from Don Lemon's show on CNN. And if you don't know who that is House Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, or as I call him, the ventriloquist dummy, because that's exactly what the hell he looks like. And that's exactly how he functions as well. Like someone has a battery pack in his back and he just says whatever. Now, y'all just heard what he said. Now, first off, before I go in on him, I have to talk a little bit about that hearing. So, as you all know, Juneteenth was this past Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. And they had a hearing on Capitol Hill talking about reparations and the discuss, because this is like one of the first times that I could think of where the topic of reparations has actually made it this far as like getting to be a part of a hearing and everything like that. I'm only an hour in to listening to a 3.5 hour hearing about reparations. And let me tell you something right now. The ancestors would not be pleased. The current living ADOS are not amused by that. And I think I speak for the majority of us when I say that. We are not, that was like, what was the point of even having a hearing? Because it's like they kept giving these roundabout things except for what needed to be said. And they put people up there that did not need to be there. Like they put some bad representation up there to represent us, quote unquote. They needed to put the right people up there. And I think many of you down in the comments can pretty much form who by name and by face needed to be there. And we know why they wouldn't put them there or why they were not invited to speak. But that pretty much takes care of that part right there, because I could stay all day talking about that. But I want to talk about these comments that Mitch McConnell, the AKA the ventriloquist dummy, had to say, especially that part about Barack Obama. Mitch McConnell and a lot of others like him actually believe in their mind and in their heart. Well, I don't think he has a heart. I don't think he has a soul either. Believe that Barack Obama, was a huge part for us, and that's the reason why we should not ask for reparations. If they're not saying that it was long ago, they're saying that no one alive has been a slave, or that no one who was white owned slaves who was alive today. Or if they're not saying that, they'll say Barack Obama became the first, quote unquote, first black president, and for some reason that's our reparations, and it's not. If they look through, he did more for every other group than he did for us. He was just, as far as we're concerned, a figurehead, like every other president before him and every other president after him. But they peddle that same talking point over and over again. And like I said, it's not just Mitch McConnell. It's just that he has a position and a title and influence to say something like that, and people will believe it. I see that kind of comment that he made all the time. Like I said, it's between that one he made, that it's so long ago, and which he said that as well, and also that no one alive today was a slave, and that no one who's alive today was owned slaves. I saw that actually quite a bit yesterday, and I knew I was going to see it on social media, especially on Twitter, while this was going on. They just don't want to pay what they owe. In the voice of Riley from the Boondocks, they do not want to pay what they owe. All these other groups have gotten reparations over the years and are still getting them. A certain community is still getting reparations from an event that didn't even happen on American soil. But nobody says anything about that. Or they'll come up with 1,000,001 excuses as to why they're getting it. Or the natives are still getting their reparations. Sure, it may not be that much as it used to be, but they're still getting something that will affect their community, mainly because their community has been so extremely small for centuries now. And we pretty much know why that is. But not for a group of people that have worked worked from sun up to sundown for 400 plus years, literally got affected post-slavery and are still being affected to this day. So for Mitch McConnell to get up there and say that a black president, quote unquote, in so many words, is our form of reparations, that is very disingenuous. It's a lie. And it's wrong all the way around. They have money to dump into this ongoing opioid plague that's not going anywhere. Dear white people, PSA, that opioid plague that y'all are trying to combat so hard and so badly is not going anywhere. It's going to be around here for quite some time, and it's actually going to help with your decline. One of many things, might I add, that's helping with that. But they want to dump everything into that and claim they don't have any money. Might I add, while we're talking about him with the president, Mitch McConnell was also the one that said that they are going to do their best to make Barack Obama a one-term president. He said that. Some of y'all may forgot, but I remember he said, we are going to make Barack Obama a one-term president. It probably pissed him off to the core when he got reelected in 2012. So, he had it out for him from the beginning, but he wasn't the only one. He was just the one that was vocal about it. Well, one of few people that was just vocal about it, who had as a platform. And he likes to say all of this was so long ago. Well, guess what? The Holocaust, that was so long ago, they're still getting theirs. What happened to the natives, that happened so long ago, they're still getting theirs. What happened with the Chinese and the Asians and all of that happened so long ago, and they're still getting theirs. But when it comes to us, it's an issue. And then every time we talk about it, they always have to say, oh, they're just looking for a handout. They're just looking for this, looking for that. The same thing that they say about us today and saying how we're lazy and all the stuff like that, they're saying when we want our tangibles. And then notice every time when the topic of reparations come up for black people, if we were to get it or be very close to get it, they're always trying to ask us or try to find out what we're going to do with it. Well, that's our business of what we're going to do with it. No business of yours. Always pocket watching. Notice they're always pocket watching us. They always want to know what we're going to do with our money that is owed, or whatever it is that we get is owed to us. And this is not going to be, if it was up to me, it's not going to be a one-time deal. It's not like they're going to give you one huge lump sum. No, this is going to be something that's going to be paid over the course of years. Hell, decades, probably centuries, because that's what we're owed. For the next 400 plus years, if you ask me. But that's fine, because as Cerulean Grace says, empire is falling. 2022 is coming, and so is 2045. And remember, it may be even sooner than that. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Mitch McConnell says something like this. If you go and look at if you're on Twitter and you just type in reparations or anything like that, you can see how people really feel about it. And of course, a lot of them have the same viewpoint as Mitch McConnell. It happened so long ago. Barack Obama was president. This, that, and the third. Any old excuse they can come up with as to why they feel we don't deserve to have it. And then they'll try to remove themselves out of the equation. Well, I didn't own slaves. My ancestors did, but I didn't. But you still benefit off of the backs of my ancestors and what we did. And then got the nerve to walk around here and say that you and your ancestors built this country or this establishment. I don't remember looking at any narratives where a single white person was out in them fields picking that cotton and doing all the hard labor, but I do remember seeing them holding guns on horses and whips, being an overseer. That's the role you played and a whole lot more that didn't involve harsh labor. And then got the nerve to call us lazy. If you ask me, Palm Colored is one of the most, if not the most laziest person in the world ever in written recorded history. Now that is a handout for your ass if you ask me. You want to talk about handouts and who gets all the government, most of the government assistance and benefits and welfare fraud and all of that? It usually all points back to them. But I'm going to end the video right here. Just know that what Mitch McConnell said is some bullshit. Anybody who says anything like what he just said is a bullshit person as well. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.